Hey everyone, James Niggemeyer here. Thank you for tuning back into the YouTube channel. Today I'd like to do a video that I want to call First Look. And this is going to revolve around a lure that I may have, or a bait that I may have talked to you guys about or shown you. But what I'm going to do is kind of go over it in the package, talk about kind of the way I'm going to set it up with rod reel and everything like that. And then I'm going to run down to the pond down here and throw it around and give you guys a first look at what it looks like in the water and what I'm noticing, so that you guys can have more informative information before you make a purchase. So with that, let's get right into it. So the bait that I'm going to talk about today is a copper red bait. And I did a video just a few days ago and you guys saw some of those copper red baits, and I caught a fish on it. And the bait that I'm going to talk about today, or the particular model, is called the Ripple Frog. And the Ripple Frog is really a small little frog. Look at that guy. But I have noticed that I've been able to catch fish on these smaller type frogs. I'm going to go ahead and grab a normal size frog so you have something to compare it to. So this one here is their wave frog, I believe. And yeah, their wave frog. No, this is actually the loudmouth. And same color combination, basically, is a poppin' style frog. Right there, you can see the cup mouth right there. And then you could see the size difference between it and, trying to give you a look at it, size difference between a normal standard size frog, which measures in at 2.5 inches on this one, and then 2 inches on this one. And then a standard frog, this one, this poppin' frog, like the loudmouth frog, 9/16 of an ounce. And then the Ripple Frog is 1/4 of an ounce. So kind of give you some idea as to the differences in size. The thing that you have to admire about copper red baits is they're going to put the same amount of detail into their smaller Ripple Frog as they have into the larger sizes, whether it's the loudmouth or the wave. But you know, they have everything, quality hook in there, and then the welded or sealed eye right there to tie onto, the eyes, the color combination. Even on the bottom here, you have some different red highlights down there. And then also you have the same color coordinated weight that comes in the bottom. And then there's that little grommet that holds the hook in place, but it also keeps water from coming in and out. So that's the Ripple Frog, smaller frogs. And I know some of you all might not really throw a lot of your smaller frogs, but I do. I like those smaller frogs like this. I feel like I get more bites than a standard size frog. They're a little harder to throw, so you want to kind of step down your gear. So if you're throwing like a heavy action rod, I'll go with like a medium heavy. And that helps to really throw the bait and place the bait. And also, I feel like with the smaller hooks, you want something that gives a little bit more. You want a rod that's got a little more give to it, so you're not literally pulling those hooks out. Because as you can see, the bigger hooks here on like the loudmouth versus the smaller hooks, so you're going to have much more leverage on these larger hooks than these smaller ones like on the Ripple. So it's important to kind of downsize your gear, your rod, reel, line. I mean, I'd use the same reel and line, 50-pound test braided line, with a Johnny Morris Bass Pro Shops Signature Series 8:3-to-1 gear ratio reel. But then, like I would normally throw a heavy or extra heavy, I'm going to back it down to a medium heavy is what I'm going to be throwing this Ripple Frog on. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to select this white colored Ripple Frog, just because I feel like it's going to show up a little bit better. And I really don't know how well this is going to show up at the end of a cast and different things like that with filming purposes, but hopefully we'll get this on video. But so I'm going to go ahead and rig the Ripple Frog with a Phoenix M1. And normally I throw an extra heavy on the Ultra MBX, but I'm going to use this M1 Phoenix 7.2 heavy action. It's a little bit lighter, but still has a lot of backbone. With that, we'll run down to the pond and we'll give that guy a go. We're going to put the copper red baits Ripple Frog into the water. All right, I threw it out to the other side of the pond there. Surprisingly, it throws really well for as small of a bait as it is, and it walks the dog well on a longer cast where there's more slack to give the bait. So that's really a very cool bait. That's a very cool attribute about the bait. It does want to walk. It's walking back and forth like you would a normal traditional size frog. It's more delicate, so if you hit it too hard, you can really have more of a challenge getting it to, you can overwork it per se. So it does throw really well for as little of a bait as it is. But it chugs great, comes across the water, makes a nice little disturbance. Okay, they came up schooling on the pond and had to throw it over there. First fish on the Ripple Frog. They came up just blowing on some minnows, and I fired over there, and this little guy, perfect little pond specimen right there, pretty fish, and he's got it down in the gullet. Ripple Frog in action. Well, that's the first look at the Copper Red Baits Ripple Frog. And it throws really well, works well, doesn't take on any water. In just a short amount of time, I could figure out just what kind of an action I needed to do with the rod to get it to walk the dog, but also to kind of chug and spit. I feel like this is going to be something that's going to work really well when you want something subtle, or the fish maybe have seen a lot of frogs. You're fishing an area or a lake that a lot of guys throw frogs. That Ripple Frog might be just the ticket. Hey, thanks for tuning into the YouTube channel. And if you got anything out of this video, please give me a thumbs up and drop a comment down below. Appreciate all you guys watching these videos. And check out the description section. I'll have my merch link there. Team Niggemeyer Fishing, hats, hoodies, shirts, and decals. It's really one of the best ways that you can support the channel. I'll have links to my Facebook and my Instagram, as well as my website. Until next time, thanks for watching and good fishing.